Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of the Guest List podcast. I'm your host, Steve Guest, and this is a solo podcast. This is the final podcast episode of 2022. It's been a huge year for the business, for the podcast, for the training program, for everything that I get involved with. And I only see 2023 getting bigger. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm making the announcement on the podcast today that this will be the final podcast for now. I'm going to take a break going into next year. And that's purely because I need to spend my time in growing the business, making sure that we're well run and we're as efficient as possible, investing my time into my colleagues and the people around me to ensure that they get the best environment to work in and to grow their careers. I want to pursue other areas and really push other areas of the business. And a lot of this has come out of, we've discussed on the last few weeks in terms of the solo podcasts about the planning and the assessment of the year. And you look at what you've done, what you've achieved, what you're looking to do going into next year. And I put a lot of thought into it. And I think I really enjoy doing the podcast. And if you're thinking about doing one and considering getting involved with podcasts, then I'd certainly say do it. It's been an amazing journey, and I genuinely enjoy talking to the guests that I have on every fortnight. I learn a great deal. I'm on the understanding that you listening into these podcasts, you get a great deal of value from the guests as well. But it does take a lot of time, and quite often you're trying to fit it in during the normal day job and the week job and everything else that you want to do. And whilst I really enjoy it, I feel like I want to approach the podcast with energy and I suppose eagerness and excitement. And yeah, I think I need a kind of 3, maybe 6 month break. I may well come back and throw in a few episodes if I get some great guests that agree to come on, and obviously I'll keep you posted. What I am interested in is those of you that listen to this on a weekly basis that have always tuned in and have continued to support, which I am truly humbled and grateful for. Just drop me a message and let me know what you think of the podcast. And if I come back in 3 or 6 months' time, what you'd like to see, what I could change, what I could add to it to make it more interesting. Give me some feedback on what your thoughts are. If you're happy to leave a review, obviously, please leave a review. I think the journey's been amazing. I've met some great people and I've interviewed some great people, and I've tried to keep it as diverse as possible, which hopefully you've found interesting, and it's kept you kind of turning it up each week because it's, as I say, it's diverse, it's varied. The value is slightly different, and quite often we're talking about subjects outside of recruitment, which is the specialism. And I always wanted it to be like that. So I'd like to get your thoughts in terms of what you have enjoyed about it, what you perhaps haven't. Maybe you've stopped listening and you've tuned in today. Let me know why you stopped and why you've come back onto this. But a huge thank you goes out to Pete from Monkey Pants Productions, who has painlessly edited every episode since we started this in March 2021, yeah. And he does it on a weekly basis, and I'm not always the best at getting it over on time for him to edit in a timely manner. So a huge thank you to Pete for that. If you are interested in doing your own podcast, then make sure you get in touch with Pete. He has countless and endless amounts of wisdom when it comes to podcasts, so well worth having a chat. It just kind of gets me to the point to say, have a lovely Christmas. I hope you have a fantastic festive break. Be well rested, enjoy the family time, get yourself ready for the delights of 2023. Find that energy, that motivation, that determination to be a success. And And I wish you well. Keep in touch. Drop me some messages. Let me know how you get on. And you never know, the podcast might raise its head again at some point in 2023. Take care.